What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? T to the M to the I, D, D, aka Mr. Natty with a baddie, aka Himothy himself. Now, today's video is going to be pretty simple, straight to the point. It is how I got the shot. This particular shoot was in Houston, Texas, and at a popular place, if you are from there, called Post Houston. So let's run through how I got this shot, natural light inside of Post Houston. Okay, now, when I first stepped into this establishment, I was already knowing that it was previously it was a post office, but I did not expect it to look anywhere near as nice as it did. And it's mainly known for the view when you go outside, but when I went inside, it had views and scenery that you could also use as well. And so immediately when I walked into this place, it was the stairs that drew my attention, and that's immediately where we started. So this was a case where I was getting side shots as well, as it wasn't my particular shoot, but I was still gonna get some shots in there here and there. And I mainly was focused on getting BTS with this, but then also I was using that to get vlog footage and then some shots with my camera. So what my setup was. So with my vlogs, I use the A7S3 and the Tamron 28-75. So that is what I'm capturing all of the video on. And this lens stays on this camera, 28-75. I don't switch out to anything. Now, the second camera that I had was my Nikon Z7 II, and I had the 85mm on there because the model was quite a distance away for the most part, so I wanted to really capture her. But when I seen those stairs, I immediately went up the stairs and just started scoping out the area. Okay, so hopefully I don't get any copyright for this, but this architecture is amazing. So I'm trying to get a shot, kind of like some street photography, but we're gonna get an architecture shot. So let's try this right here. Honestly, the stairs alone just drew my attention, and so I captured the stairs by themselves initially. Now, the setup with the natural light, it was actually convenient because the roof of this place is actually pretty much glass. It's kind of like a sunlight. So the clouds were going in and out, and so you would have times where the sun would be coming in and then cloud cover, and then you have kind of like no light, so you have to push your ISO. So I immediately went up the stairs. I let them get their shots kind of on the down level, but I wasn't too interested in those shots because when I seen the entire structure of the stairs, I knew that the shot that I wanted was from the second level with the entire steps. Now, the thing that was kind of like a trade-off was that I knew if I got the entire architecture of the steps, then the model would be small in the frame. But I was willing to trade that off just to get the entire aesthetic and the architecture because I felt like it framed up perfectly. Now, I did go off in my head and thought about like a bigger production, like what if I could have turned this into a bigger production? What if I could have placed her on a platform and raised her up in the middle of the diamond that the stairs made, and then put like a off-camera flash and just popped her out Like that would have been awesome, but we are working with what we have. So what I had was the platform where she actually stood on, and she did this very elegant pose that I absolutely loved, and I felt like it was very fitting for the entire aesthetic, environment, everything. The posing, she was phenomenal at posing. Like you barely had to ask her to do anything because she had pose after pose after pose, and that made the job so much easier. So after they got their shots from down below, I just went upstairs and I asked her to stand on that platform, and I said, give me something elegant, and she gave me this nice elegant pose. Now you would have thought that I used the Nikon Z7 II, but again, remember I had the 85 on, and the 85, it was just too tight for me to get the steps. So I used what I had. I don't bring my 24-70 because of the form factor in my bag, so I only carry primes when I travel. So what did I use? Yes, you are right. I use this camera right here. Now, that is funny because we know that this camera is known to be a solely focused video camera, but 12 megapixels ain't never hurt nobody. So I said we're gonna use these 12 megapixels today because I could max out my focal length at 28 and get everything that I wanted. Now at 85, I wouldn't have been able to capture all of those stairs. I did have another lens, but it was downstairs in my bag, and that was just a lot. The lowest focal length I had was 35, so it still quite wouldn't have gave me what I wanted. So I used what I had. This 28-75 12 megapixel camera, Sony A7S III with natural light, and that is how we got the shot with T to the M to the I DD. Now make sure, if you haven't checked out some of the other videos from this Houston trip, make sure you go back, check them out, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit every button down there except for the dislike. I hope you like this video. T to the M to the IDD. Peace.